live Q&A, which we do every weekend. Welcome to the channel. For those who are new, we got a lot of new subscribers. Let me do the math and see how many new subscribers we got from that one video. Let's see what we have here. The other one that MarketBase suggested will eventually go viral for sure, but the other one that's going viral is the one for, let's see, it tells you. I haven't done it through the web interface, but I've done it through here. If I go to content and new subscribers, a lot. Audience, let's see what we have here. Content. Oh, there we go. Dashboard. 352 new subscribers from just that one video alone, which is pretty great. I'm grateful for that, and welcome everyone to the channel. So this is where we answer all people's questions live that are put into different videos, or sometimes we get special requests and we also fill in requests. Certain requests we'll fill into and make videos out of that too, like the last two videos were requests. Let me just close this one here, which was the one where we were sent this. So that video will probably launch on Monday. This right here, amazing. I love it. It's going to be a two-part series. So the first one is the unboxing of this, and the second part is going to be, we're going to be building something really cool. Knowing that moving forward, the soldering videos will help you. There's short tutorials. We do these custom builds for $10, $15, $20 is the most you'll pay for these parts, and it'll level up your soldering skills so that, let's say, when you go work on your drone or build your drone, you're that much more confident, because these flight controllers are really expensive, and they can run you anywhere between $60 to maybe even over $100 given now. I haven't even bothered to look to see how much these flight controllers are, but I do have spare ones. If you've been following me, I've had, since back in the day, the extra flight controllers that we used to make the builds. The last build we did was the Pavo, the Mobula 8, and then the folks at Happy Models was actually kind enough to send us one of their flight controllers, so we're going to do another soldering build down the line with that one. And then we have another Betaflight flight controller, which is great. So it's just a matter of steering you guys into the process as we move along with basic soldering. And 3D prints too. We got 3D prints of the week, which is probably how the new subscribers found me. All right, so knowing that, moving forward, we're gonna launch the show. Make sure that's off. Make sure our top chat is in the pop out. No, not top chat. We learned that one from Brian. Live chat, not top chat. Okay. Knowing that and moving forward, welcome aboard. And let's get this show on the road. All right, let's see. I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. Go here into transition. Just bring this out a little bit. Let's see which one. Oh, this one. Almost 16,000 views. When does it end? When does it stop? I don't know. I guess when the video is taking off, it just, keeps on going until... I don't know the logistics behind it. Just wish all the videos got that kind of traffic. Let me just load the cursor so that you guys can follow along with the bouncing ball. And here we go. The first question of the day. Someone like Mike commented, and your looks great. That was Ken. Hey Ken, how are you? Good to see you. What is the difference between the DJI Avata 2 and the Lumineer QAV Pro Nano Whoop 2 Cinequad Edition mini drone? Well, it's definitely not a DJI drone, that's for sure. And also, I haven't the slightest clue, because I've never even heard of that drone myself. I'm gonna copy it and paste it. I would say if you're interested in learning about other drones other than DJI, you might want to check out the Drone Camps channel, or check out Bradwell's, because they have tons of videos. But let's check it out. Well, one, it's expensive. It's a Get FPV drone, and two, you might want to practice flying in manual mode, and it's running 03. For that price, DJI 03, I'd wait for an 04. I'd get a unit where you'd want to put an 04 unit on there because there's a big difference in the camera. Not the 04 Lite, the 04 Pro is phenomenal because we did one build with the 04 Pro, and the picture quality is almost similar to that, to the Avata. So I would say hold off on Lumiere, and unless it comes with an 04. And also I'd say put some more time into manual mode. If you've never flown manual mode, don't go spending $600 or how much? $700 on a new drone like that, because you will not be able to hover, and there's no hover mode. You're basically in bullet time and real time all the time. So if you've plugged your drone into the simulator and you've flown in angle and level or horizon, like 3D, whatever, there's no pause button. You're basically on the controllers until you land. So for the first time, maybe I'd recommend the Pavo series, a Pavo Pico, because you're going to crash a lot and you're going to be fixing it. You're going to be replacing the frame a lot. But when you're comfortable flying in manual mode, do it. Level up. Waste the $600. And you know, when you can fly confidently without crashing. Crash landing, fine, but without crashing and gaining your control. In angle, I would say master all 3 levels. Master angle first, then go to acro, and then horizon, and then choose a mode that you're comfortable flying in. If you fly in angle, great, fly in angle, because you see me fly in angle mode all the time, but I will occasionally put the drone into acro mode and air mode. Some of my drones have air mode enabled, and some of my drones have air mode disabled, but you want to be comfortable in all those modes, and in addition to whatever mode you fly in. And this way, when something happens, you know how to take control of things and bring your $700 investment back to the ground in one piece. As you know, in the beginning we started out, it didn't work out for me that way. I was crashing daily and building parts, waiting for parts, printing parts, ordering frames, ordering motors, ordering flight controllers, ordering everything. And now I can confidently say I fly, and the only thing I haven't really mastered is the landing, but I can land, but I don't have that depth and perception of landing on the dime, like this particular area. Landing there, I can land within, a foot or two or half, like a few inches from where I am. So, and then just work on your landing skills, because then you can land anywhere. Rob Godson, he tracted his message. Rob, feel free to speak your mind, whatever you want. But this is a beautiful drone. It's a Get FPV, and how many S's is it? Let's see. This item can't be returned, so that's a bummer. So any drone like that, I would highly recommend seeing if it's available on Amazon. There's a video on it. Who's introducing it? Usually Captain Drone gets like first dibs on these stuff. Let's see what we have here. Vibrations. Yeah, I don't know. If you PID tune your thing for beginner rate, those vibration, the installations that they put on there to help it's not gonna do justice on it, because I have my drone set to I think at 75%, so you will get some jigging. Let's see how much. Oh, here he is. Can you recommend an ND filter brand which fits the 04 Pro and the new Pavo 20 Pro? Yes, I can. I actually have one on mine. I don't swear by it, but all my footage. Where's my Pavo 20? Hold on a second. So I'm not using an ND filter on my Pavo 20. I'm using a UV filter, but I have a 3-pack. It came with one UV filter, one ND filter, and some other filter. Just because I ran out of filters, I put one on the Avata too, and the footage comes out amazing. I'll show you. This is the CPL filter. So I put the CPL filter on the Avata 2, right? I put the UV filter on the Pavo 20, which is right here. And I think there should be one more left, and I'll give you the link to it. Hold on a second. I'll make this a little bit bigger. This one. See? And it comes in a pack. I'll show you what comes in the pack. And then I'll give you the link to Amazon. And you decide, what you want. But the Pavo 20 right here is running the 04 air unit. Okay. This is what we have here. And I was always using UV filters. Always. I use UV filters because they're great. And if you crash your drone, I don't have to worry about which shade or tint to use because it's clear. But then when I, not accidentally, I didn't feel like spending $20 on another UV filter. And so I bought this pack right here. It came with 3. And I put one on the Avata, and it looks phenomenal. And you could switch it, but look at the reason why I suggest it is because look at the footage at the beach. Hold on one second. This is the latest video. Actually, give me 1 second. It's over here somewhere. Da, da, da. There we go. Is that it? Hold on. Hold on. 1 moment, please. This is, I believe, the Avata 1. I can't remember. Hold on one moment. Yeah, that's the Avata 1. And this is the Avata 2. Here we go. With, what's it called? With the, it'll work on the Pavo 20 and the Avata. Apparently the lens, this type of filter is interchangeable between the drones, but this one is the CPL. This is the CPL filter. Okay. And have you've seen the footage with the Pavo 20. So here we go. Hold on. Wait 1 moment, please. I have to change so it doesn't echo for you guys. I have to disconnect something. MacBook Pro speaker, and see for yourself. I'll give you guys a little 3 minutes of this. Remember hold on. This is a live show, so as questions come in live in real time, we're going to put aside the questions that are already in the queue and ding bell for us to answer because, first come, first serve. You can't. First come, first serve was the comment in the chat. Not chat, but in the little bell. But in real time, it's real time. We're not going to say, we'll answer it later. We always answer them now, and then we go back to where we were when I didn't hear no bells. So in this case, we're answering Rob Godson. All right, so here you go. Check it out. This is with the CPL filter. Here you go, and this is the latest one. I took this about a week ago. See the blues come in, the greens come in. You don't have to adjust anything except your flight. This is, I believe, with Rocksteady in the footage. Just trying to keep my angle straight. I'm not a big fan of flips, even though I can fly in manual mode. It's not like I don't have to have my footage. All you guys just watch and see. But anyway, I'll leave a link to this. I'm gonna find that link right now for Rob Godson.
Sometimes I feel my eyes there. Maybe tonight, baby, babe, that I love tired of playing games. You don't have to be so hard. Just tell me your dreams, the things you like. What turns you off, what makes you doubt. I'll tell you my deepest secrets, I wanna let them out. Hiding a million different things, waiting for the night time to see what it brings. And I'm still even deep in my head, and sometimes I feel my...
All right, we're back. I'll play the rest of it at the end. That's how we usually end, or sometimes start the show. I might be wrong, but those don't look like they will fit the new Pavo 04 cage. Oh, yeah, I have the 3D printed one, which is right here. I printed my. I don't recall what the. I don't even remember what the 04 cage looks like. Give me a second. I think this is it. This might be it. There's a GPS on here. Gosh, I have to find it, you know? Yeah, you might be right. It may not fit the... Well, looks like it might. Now I have to after the show, which means I'll be up all night. Remember that time I was looking for something? I think it was something for the Avada. Put this here. And then we have the Mobula 8. Have some spare frames. This one is, what is this one? Pavo Pico brushless frame. No. And then let's see what we have here. Pavo 20. Oh, there we go. Pavo 20 brushless frame. All right, let's see if it will fit. Looks like it will. I wonder where the other frame is. This is the spare one. Only vertical filters. Oh, only vertical. Okay. That means it goes like this instead of like that. Come on, let's get to it. Bummer. Yeah, so I would say, there's the Pavo Pico forum on Facebook. Some of those guys are good. You might get trolled. I can't really say what'll happen with your experience there. Yeah, he's right. Bummer. Unless you squeeze it in. Yeah, looks like vertical. I wonder if this one goes vertical. No, it doesn't, because it locks in there. It really does. You can see how it locks in. So you're going to have to find... Here, I'll show you. See, it locks in from top to bottom. So when you crash... And I got lucky with this one. It's like, I need that one. I got lucky with this one because it locked in, and I was crashing a couple of times, and holds pretty good. Yeah, it's a bummer. And I don't see myself putting this back on unless I put an 03 unit in there. Although maybe, I don't know, you might be able to put it in sideways. I don't know. But yeah, so sorry about that. So let me just put this back in its case. In here. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, bummer. But I have this for a rainy day because I still fly all different. I just don't know which drone I'm gonna fly on which day. And it all depends on. Oops. If I I want to fly really quick, and battery's gonna take forever to charge on the Avada, whereas these will take like 2 or 3 minutes. What? I'll just fly this one. Okay, because you want to keep those batteries going too. But yeah, if you have the Avada, those filters work on there too, and you can see the crispness, not Christmas, but crispness that you get in your video footage, which just looks phenomenal. Like, it's just night and day. And the only bummer is I have to finish my support ticket with DJI because the 04 Lite is like super shaky cam, and I did everything they said. I made a video about it. I changed the frequency, I did different pit tunes, and it's still shaky. So we'll see how that goes. I do all my support sessions with DJI live, so that will probably happen next week. unless they're open on the weekend. I know last weekend I did a live session, and DJI support was live. They I was shocked. I didn't know that they had support on Saturday, which is actually great if you ask me. So that's that. Let's see what else. Oh, let's see what else we got here. Whoops. Brian Lab. Cool, Brian. Cool, thank you. I was wondering what happened with Brian. CPL equals circular polarized lens. Oh, interesting. It essentially eliminates reflections from horizontal flat surfaces, such as water, as shown in your video. Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know that. And I was wondering why the footage looks so, like, when you saw the blues, you only saw the blues only. When you saw the water, you only saw the water, and that explains what the CPL. I just took the filter out of its packaging, and I was like, oh, that looks like a nice tint, and then it said CPL. I was like, okay, whatever, CPL. But now we know. Thank you, Brian. That's so cool, because now if we go back, you can see how it did that. Like the sands were the sands, the water was the water, and you're able to it's phenomenal.
I'm so tired of playing games.
See how the blues are? The ocean is bluer because the reflection of the sun isn't on it, like Brian was saying. It's kind of cool. I didn't realize that it was doing that, because I did notice my footage was better. But I didn't understand why these were the way they were, because we were using a CPL filter. So that's CPL. It's definitely, I'm glad I didn't buy. It wasn't my plan to use it, but it's glitching out. But that's not the footage. It's the stream. Something lagging. Because the file is a .move, I have to convert it to a .mov. And it's also a bigger file. So when you're streaming a bigger file, it glitches out. But look at that. See the brown? There's no reflection on the water, like Brian was saying. Phenomenal. The only thing which we have is the need to shrink that file size down and bring it down to the size of the Avata 1. What's the Avata 1 footage? Hold on one second. The Avata 1, if I go here, if I go to movies, and then Prism, and At the Beach 2025 is 3 gigs, and then At the Beach .mv4 is better for streaming, is 358. So I just need to shrink it down so that it's stream, it just works better for the stream, because you can't really do a redirect to a YouTube. But this one is the smoother one because it's smaller. Or I can just open it, right? You see, this is with the Avata 1. Avata 1 is a little bit darker. You have a little, what do they call it, lens flare happening, like in Star Trek. Too much of it. See that? The water. Oh, wow, yeah, big reflection. So it looks cool sometimes, but not every time if you want to capture. And this is a different time of day, though. So I believe that is early morning, sun coming up. But I like, and again, Avata 1 footage is darker. You're never going to go back to the Avata 1 if you go to an Avata 2, because the footage is just phenomenal. Well, let me go back to Beach 2025. Let me see what happens if I open it and then try streaming it. See if it glitches out. Yeah, I could see it lagging a little bit. And it's just something about playing a bigger file on your machine, and then sharing it with people just creates a different experience. Whereas when you shrink it down to like 3C, there we go. Forget about shrinking it down. So you see, you get like which is weird, and that's an issue with QuickTime. This is not like QuickTime after the update. A lot of people are having this issue. If we go to the Final Cut Pro, a lot of people, Facebook group, a lot of people are having issues with their QuickTime, either not playing the video and it pausing, and anyway, I just have to convert this. I'll do this later. I'll just go here to get info, and yellow tag, so I know to shrink it down because we use that during the show. And as you can see, QuickTime is defunct until Apple, I don't know, or somebody else comes up with a better fix for it. All right, knowing that, moving forward, back to our show. Oh, here we go. The frame is very tight on the 04 camera. Only vertical filters work. That's good to know. I've heard the BRDRC and Sunfly don't fit. Apparently, iFlight and Butter camera, but not personally tried myself. Need to order some soon. I would say order it from Amazon, whatever filters you decide to go, because they will honor the return, as long as put it nicely back in its packaging. Open it with a razor blade if you need to, so that you don't destroy the packaging, because sometimes they'll ask you, did you open it, do you still have the packaging, or is it damaged, or this and that. So just carefully do it, see if it works, and if it fits, great. If not, you'll return it. But like, they have a no questions asked policy, whereas you saw on that other website we were looking at to check out that other drone, it says non-returnable, which is a bummer, and somehow Amazon's able to take their return back and cover the shipping. But I think because when Amazon does a return on little items, they all go into one big box. Like you see, they'll put it in another box, and then the box is filled with like 300 items, and then it just only costs them, pennies on the dollars if you divide that in half, because that box weighs a ton. Brian, Lou, the audio from your video is at the same level as your mic, a little higher. That's good to know. So it's nearly impossible to hear you speaking when the vid is running. You're very okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Brian. All right, let's see what we have here. Audio check. Oh yeah, I can see that. Oh wow. Oh yeah, I'll even share. Thanks, Brian. Look, check it out. Let me think about how I'm going to do this to share the screen. So you might see infinity, but here, watch. If you look at the volume, I don't know why it's so loud. At the beach, we usually had it set to, I think it was like a smaller percentage, so that we can, let's try, let's do 11, and then I'll put it back here. Thank you, Brian. Usually I have it set and forget it, but I don't know why it was at 50, which was really weird. But thank you, Brian. All right, let's see. Now I'll just press play. And there we go. Notice how the blues. Oops, hold on 1 second. Let me see. Yep, there we go. So now you should hear it. Should be better. I can't hear you either. Me, you should hear. Me, because I'm the mic. And Lab 11. 11 is very Spinal Tap. Okay, type of choice. All right. Spinal Tap. Wasn't that like an older movie, Spinal Tap? Like that drama? Like similar to Coma. All right, how about now? Here we go. Oh, Rob Goodson, I can't hear you. Okay, how about now? You should be able to hear me now. This is a test to see if the microphone works. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can hear for myself. Hold on. Not drama, comedy spoof, parody. Their either amplifier went to 11, so they were better. It was so funny. Hold on, I'm still trying to, waiting for it to, it's just loading. Oh, you guys can't really see it. Oh, I gotta watch an ad. There we go. Let me skip the ad. Oh no. Their either amplifier went to 11, so they were better. I see what you mean. I need to find that balance. So when you're watching that, I think, yeah, I don't know. Ay, killing me. That's a tough choice. You know what? Let's do this. We'll turn that up. Turn the mic up. There we go. And leave it at, I guess we'll leave it at, oh. Where did it go? Oh. Anyway, the mic is turned up. And then there we go. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I'm listening. Yeah, well, we'll leave it at that because the video. Hold on 1 second. I never really do voiceovers on the video that's playing. We don't do reaction videos anyway. That's usually like at the beginning of the show or the end of the show. But it's good to know. But thank you for pointing that out because it should not have been at like 75. Oops, hold on. Let me. Now it's playing in the background. So I quit that. Yeah, but that definitely was not balanced before. All right, so let's see. Here we are. Great to have anyone. Thank you, Brian. You saved the day again. Brian saved the day a couple of times, but let's see what we have here. All right, so yeah, Ken, I would recommend, again, like I suggested, doing a Pablo Pico drone, learning to fly in manual mode before spending $700 on a Cinewoop drone where there is no hovering, and knowing that moving forward. Next one, I Feel Dumb, RNTY. I don't know what RN means as an acronym for something. Oh, maybe he left it on? I don't know. Let's see. So we got a lot of thank yous, but as long as it works, you're golden. You think you feel dumb. I think how I felt troubleshooting my drone to figure out why the gimbal calibration wasn't working, just to find out it was because the UV filter was on there. You know, so I feel just as dumb, but not everyone is having that similar experience. Some people don't have a UV or ND filter on their Avata 2, and they cannot calibrate their gimbal. If you have the smallest speck of dust on there, even that will cause the drone to not do what it's supposed to do when it comes to the calibration. So don't feel bad. Some people have it worse. I like and subscribed. I like it a lot. Which one is that one? Abby 9889. You're welcome, Abby. Let's see. I'll just put my pleasure. That's for the AOC. What's it called? X-Maker Joy. So most likely this is probably a kid. My pleasure. P-L-E-A-S. Pleasure. Glad this was able to help. Be sure to check out the other what was it? X-Maker Joy videos. VIDE. X-Maker Joy is a kid's printer. They actually sent it to us in exchange for making some videos on it. My kids love it. It's kind of like an easy bake oven I remember my sister had, and it's fun, but requires a lot of tweaking with the prints, and it's similar to the Creality High experience when you want to print something, you got to go through the Creality experience, and it's an isolated experience, but you can still slice other 3D STL files, but then you have to slice them from your slicer on your computer and then send them to your phone, and then once you send it to your phone, then you can send it to the X-Maker Joy. So if you see a print you like, you have to scale it down, because as you can see, it is a small watch. X-Maker Joy. This is the Render 3S1 Pro. We'll just scrub through it a little bit, and then this is the X-Maker Joy. It's so small. And look, check it out. Oh, I printed a little frog. So you all your prints are going to get scaled, but it's a good starter print for kids. But I don't know, if I was a kid, I'd probably want the freaking Ender 3S1 Pro. But it depends, it's preference. Or the other XMaker Joy. They have two printers, XMaker Joy. At first, they sent me an email. If you've been following me, I always share emails from these people that send me stuff. They sent me an email saying, "Hi, we'd like to send you both printers," and then they changed their mind and only sent me one. So they sent me this one, and if we go to shop, they wanted to send me this one. I was like, yeah, send it my way. Who doesn't want that one? And but anyway, it is what it is. We got what we got, and we still get other stuff, so that's all right. Except the XMaker Joy, yeah, it still works. My kids like it. I don't see multicolor prints happening on that. The thing is so slow, like molasses, and you'd have to. It is slow but fast at the same time. Anyway, you get the idea. I don't see multicolor prints happening on there. Yeah, it's better. Still a bit loud. Better. Oh, okay. Well, that's probably because I'm talking in front of the mic there. But this is where I usually am with the mic. It's usually here and then doing its magic. But yeah, I shouldn't be so close to it. I think I was sitting close to it because we were watching the flying video. All right, knowing that and moving forward, I will fix that. I'll actually leave this open, put this in another window, and then go back here. So hopefully that answers your question. How to Bailu, and then we reply to someone on the XMaker Joy. All right, let's see what we have here. Next question. Commented, I love your work. Please could you explain the first step with ChatGTP, what the action figure means? Thanks. Yes, I can. Let me just slide this over here. And I believe I have a folder called Fidgets and version of me. Alright, so before we do that, let's go here. 37 minutes into the live stream, and we need to do this. YouTube.com, go back to me channel and go here, and then go here, and then copy that, Control X, close that, and then here, reply, tell them 37 minutes into live stream. Will answer your question. Hopefully, right? Whoops, and then I'll just hit reply, and they'll find their answer on the live stream. Okay, so to answer your question, where did it go? Do by name. I can't. Fidget Man. By date. Version of me. All right. So look. So. Interesting. One moment, please. ChatGTP. Actually, I'll go to ChatGTP because most likely it should save my stuff. ChatGTP. When you log in, if I'm logged in. C temporary. I don't know who W. Oh, I know. Walter. Log out. Log out. Log in. And then continue with Google. And then go here. Go there. Alright, so we should be able to find our history in the library. And that's me. One of my kids, previous 7 days, ChatGTP. Oh, so it only saves what you explore. All right, so let's go. Oh, there it is. That's the picture. Okay, so let's take the picture of me. Go here, close that. Sorry, we're just trying to answer your question and to streamline the process. Remember, this is real live, so it'll make sense to you as I move along. All right, so to answer your question, here's a picture of me. It just looks like me. It looks great, right? It looks phenomenal. And also, let's see what we have here. Where is she? No. Wait, is that me? No, that's still a character of me. One moment, please. Do I have it in here? Please stand by. Let me open up Creality High. Go here. Workbench. Homepage. One moment, please. Please stand by. Your channel. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Where's her account? Workspace, image to 3D. My assets. Oh wow, I've got 100 credits in here. That's all because that's one of my kids' account. Hold on. Log out. I'm gonna log in with another account. You'll see why it'll all make sense in a second. Yeah, this one has 0 credits left. Let's see what we have here. My assets. There we go. Okay, so here's the account. Sorry it took so long. I'll have to change that. Hold on one second. 44. All right. So it was only a few minutes. So if you look here, this is one I did of my daughter. See, this one looks, this one looks all right. But it's more realistic because it's actually a photo. It's the person. It's in real. You know, she's just as real as it gets. As you can see, this is what she was wearing that day. I had to shave off the hair in the end, but this is a real picture. It's not a action figure. And whereas here, I did one of my other kids, and as you can, let me just close this one out here. And as you can see here, it turned her into a character, like an action figure. So I don't know what's that on her lip, but so as you can see, it just, so that's the difference. One's more realistic, and one's more sort of animated. I don't know what the hell that one is, but it looks like Buenos, Vámonos. I am Dora the Explorer. This one looks like Dora the Explorer. So as you can see, it turns it into somewhat of a character. So if you want something real, you do it. You just upload a picture. Just do a picture, which is really weird. Oh, I was like, wait, I should be in there too. As you can see, I uploaded a picture, and the photos, it's hit or miss. And for some reason, when you do a photo, it turns into spaghetti. When you do an action figure, it doesn't. I guess AI. I guess that's why AI could probably relate to it. They're like, I don't know what that is. It's human. I don't understand. But when you throw in a character, it just somehow is able to turn a character into an action figure. All right, as you can see, photo, action figure, and maybe AI doesn't like the human, but there's something else over there. I wonder what that is. Hold on. And here that's the STL file. So yeah, that's it. So you could use a photo, but it's going to be a crapshoot, right? But if you do the action figure, AI just doesn't have a problem playing in the world of make believe. And seeing that's me as an action figure. That looks really cool. It looks like I said make me slimmer, but it's a little chunky, right? But it's fine. It is what it is. Maybe I'll print that one. That one may take an hour or two to print, but that's the difference between the two. It just took me some time to find it, but I try to answer the questions the best we can in real time. But we have 0 credits left. But as you can see, if you have multiple Gmail accounts, just log back in to replenish those 100 credits. They haven't caught on to that yet. I've seen some websites that will block your IP address to prevent you from doing that. As you can see, so far we're good to go. So we've used about 300 credits. All right. Now moving forward, let's go to the next question. I think I might print myself again, but I'll leave that picture in there. And hopefully that answers your question. And may we take the next call, please? Hello? Hello? Anybody there? Oh, we lost it. All right. Back again. All right, next one. Hopefully that helps, but let's do you have a link to the lights? I gave him the link to the lights. Really cool lights I got from my Creality High. Let's go here, go back to the reply, and go to edit, so he doesn't have to. The edit button's not working. It's so weird. YouTube needs to fix their stuff. So I'll just go here, and then now if I click edit, it should work. Yep. Gotta go to the video. I'm gonna just do 45, and save it. And that's how we answer the questions in real time. All right, next one. Could you do a video animating the figure? I don't know. I wonder if it lets you. Let's see what our options are. Text to 3D, image to 3D, AI, texturing. Let me go back to my channel, go here, go back to my videos, go back to the shorts, live, and where are my shorts? Oh, right there. Control X, close it out, and then do you mean like this? Let me just send them the short of the stop motion. Yeah, we don't really do animation here. That's not our channel, but I'm pretty sure Google will be your best friend there. Explore the options on different animation. I'm sure the animation web apps that will let you work the magic with whatever model you have, and it takes a lot of rendering time. I'm sure you'll probably get like 10 free credits, but yeah, we don't. It's just not my thing. But good luck with that. But it sounds cool. It's just we're not animation experts. Next one, let's see. iPhone 11, it was not send Gmail. That was for Drone Tweaks. Yeah, they gave me a free key. It was for the FCC hack for folks abroad and overseas. I was able to install it, so I created an install video. But for us, we have the FCC hack, and for the, I guess, the folks overseas, they have Drone Tweaks. So they gave me a code that lasted a year, and I have a video on how to do the install. So that video has gotten some good traction. Now let's see how many people have had trouble installing their Drone Tweaks application. Oh wow, almost 2,000, 1,400. Okay, that's a good traction on that video. All right, next. Yeah, but not everyone has success because apparently the app works differently on different platforms. I got lucky when mine worked. You have links to the lights. We gave them the links to the lights. Marker Bay. Oh yeah, where is Marker Bay? What time is it? Marker Bay did a really cool print. It is 11:49. Okay, Marker Bay might be showing up soon. We got a video idea from Marker Bay. So the last video that came in for the how to lube your 3D printer, Marker Bay was like, "Hey, you got to remember to lube your." And I was like, "What? Oh, so that's what that tube was there for." It came with a tube, but I didn't think anything of it because I have the Ender 3S1 Pro. I have the Ender 3S1 Pro. I know I just said that for about 2 years, and if you touch it in the parts that need lube, it's still greasy. It's still literally lubed and greasy. And plus it has these plastic bearings where here it's like metal on metal, right? Metal bearing on a metal track. So when Marker Bay had suggested, she said remember to grease it, I touched the metal track, and if you had seen my unboxing video, the track was oily and had grease on it. And then yesterday, or the day before, when I touched it, it was dry like a bone. So you gotta grease it. And thank you, Marker Bay, for that, because I was thinking like the Ender 3S1 Pro that has the plastic or rubber, let's say, what are they called? The rubber little thing that goes in the middle. Anyway, it's just like the inside the fidgets, there's like this metal Kong type thing that spins around and around and around. And so anyway, on the Ender 3S1 Pro, it's rubber, right? But on the Creality Hi, it's metal. The bearings. It's not metal on metal on the Creality Hi, and it's rubber on metal on the Ender 3S1 Pro, which is why it doesn't need to be lubed as often, because the rubber bearings just wear down and you just replace them. I don't even know when, because they're still running like the beast. All right, so next one, how to buy Lou socks and Crocs. Oh yeah, someone said they have the same outfit as me, but in red. That's so cool. Maybe we'll do a giveaway, and like for those this outfit, but it wouldn't be this one. It would be like, we'd send you one of for your own, fresh from Amazon. Thank you. Someone comment, what video was that one for? We get a lot of thank yous, but I remember it doesn't work for everyone. What video though? How to install Betaflight? Oh yeah, they replied back, my pleasure. Okay. Are you by any chance? That's ridiculous. Who was that? That reminds me of something though. Justin. Justin and something. If we go back to the home screen, Justin and Adam, is that it? Justin and Adam. No. Not Justin and Adam. I think they did one funny Justin videos. Who's Justin? No, not Justin Bieber. I hate when that happens. Now I'm gonna have My kids watch them. I forget. Go home. Some other comedy. Too much drama. I don't know. Yanni. Oh, that'll show up in my feed. Yeah, anyway, there was some funny duo skits with Justin and I forget what they're called. Anyway, we'll continue on. My pleasure. Right there. Damn, that's stupid. Had Rocksteady on, but wanted Horizon Lock. Yeah, so in order for Gyroflow to work, you have to turn off Rocksteady and Event Horizon, whatever it's called. And then this way, all stabilization has to be off. Then you can use the Gyroflow application. I don't use Gyroflow because I just let the drone do. I keep Rocksteady on or Horizon Steady. Let the magic work there. Why do I have to work twice as hard? But some people swear by it. So I have a video out there that shows you how to use Gyroflow. But it's just not like if someone likes to tweak their stuff, take full control of their footage, then the Gyroflow is for you. But the drone does it for you, and the camera too, even DJI cameras. But it's there for a reason. So apparently people love it and swear by it. Hello, awesome! I just became a subscriber. Oh, thank you. That's good to know. And did I reply back? Yeah, I did reply back. Thank you. We got her scraping under. I think that's it. That's where it ends. Thank you. This fixed my issue perfectly. I had a 2.5 hour tutorial recorded with no sound on Sunday and was ready to cry. Yeah, I know. I know that feeling. Trust me, I've done that before. And sometimes I still do it. And sometimes even now, you got to check. We can't, like Brian would say, trust the process. But a lot of times with these streaming applications, you assume that you're good to go, and you're not good to go. Like I assumed that my settings were good to go. I'm recording, I'm live, and thankfully someone chimed in and was like, "Hey, yo, it's not working. The sound is too high," which is good to know. And somehow I thought it was set, but that's the beauty of Manycam. You get used to the process, you trust it, and then all of a sudden, a week later or a month later, shit's broken, like something broke. And sometimes you have to occasionally delete the preferences from Manycam and reinstall it, or check. You can't trust the process because you'll go in and look, it was at like 40 or whatever it was. We couldn't hear me as I was talking while the music was playing in the background, and I had it set, but apparently sometimes Manycams will be glitchy. Sometimes you go quit Manycams and everything's upside down, and then you quit it and you open it again and everything's normal again. And then when I pointed that out to the folks at Manycams, they kind of went bing on me. They started gaslit me, and they started talking about something else. I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I was hoping you'd come up with a solution. Actually, I think I have that email in there somewhere. Let's see what we have here. Which is a bummer, and disappointing at the same time. I always send my support tickets into these people, thinking that sometimes we get good feedback and sometimes we don't. Hold on, let's see what Manycam says. Manycam. So it's a bummer, to be. Oh yeah, this is what I said. Because I recorded a video, send them the link privately, in real time, via YouTube, and say, try Manycam, but this time close the other apps. This will help free up CPU bandwidth that is needed for such resolutions and frames per second. Hi. Besides frames per second, what's resolution? There's no frames per second. what did they say? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, other than the software build being 9.1, things are still the same. Is there any possible troubleshooting solutions to these issues? And I told them I wasn't waiting for a new build, was looking for a possible troubleshooting solution. And their reply was, what did they say? Hi, releasing new software version takes time. We know that. We just released Manycams 9.1 this week. You will find it here, and they send me the link. Other suggestions. One of the main reasons why audio and video are on sync is because the PC does not perform enough for the task required. When processing videos, a lot of actions are done in the background by the CPU on the video card, especially with 4K. And this is where I feel like it's so dead wrong. The reason why the video is not in sync is because it's called a sync offset. You have to find your sync offset number, and then once you find your sync offset, you're able to have the lips match the sound of your voice, which is what we have here, which was, and Mark Bay would always say, hey, do that 5 5 1 2. And in the beginning, if you go back, if you've been following me in the beginning, my live streams were not matching my lips were not matching the sound of my voice, and I was able to figure that out, and that's with the sync offset. And and they gave me some nonsense here, but it has nothing to do with it. And then they're like, well, software builds take time, we just came out with 9.1. I was like, yeah, I don't not 9.1, I need a solution. So I have a video out there that shows people how to fix their sync offset, and then that solved it. And now we have, my streams are on a totally different level. I can do 5, except if I start plugging shit out and plugging it in again, that's another story. You just can't handle it. Hold on, let's see what we have here. Let me see if I can hear. Oh, I can't hear it because I can do 5, except if I start plugging shit out and plugging it in again. Let me see. 5, and it doesn't work. You just quit the app. 5 1 2 5, and then hold on, because the volume was there. So you just quit it and start it again, and you're fine. I didn't see that. 5, and it doesn't work. You just quit the app. 5 1 2 5. Yeah. Anyway, you quit the app if it doesn't. Which Sim? Sorry about that. I didn't see that. Rob Gibson. Hold on 1 second. And quit that. Close that. Oh, there we go. I would say, that's a tough question. Because, and the only reason why I say it's a tough question is because the folks at Liftoff fixed the app. And it finally works when you start it. You don't even have to adjust your camera angle. And it depends on what you want to get into when it comes to flying. I would say depends, and it also depends on what you fly. Like I always flew the Avata, it's what I knew, what I know a lot. And then, I was always tweaking with the other build your own drones. So if you do custom drones, you have to find a simulator that gravitates towards you and your flying skill and ability. That being said, probably Liftoff, and then you can choose from different drones. FPV Unknown, one of our viewers / subscribers, had suggested Liftoff micro drones, because if you're new to the FPV world and you can't control your flying ability, the micro drones is the way to go. I wish I had known that sooner. Something about flying micro drones and not knowing how to fly in FPV, you have full control, and you just even with the basic out of the box rates. It's just interesting how these micro drones give you more control in the bullet time experience, and then gravity, I'd probably say the one that looks like Blade Runner. This one. Let's open it up and see. It's just phenomenal. FPV Logic, I think it's called, because literally, it's just out of this world. Hold on, let's open up. Let me quit. Where's my Steam application? I'll just type it in here. Steam library. So I would say, oh, and I think there's a new level on Crashed, yeah. But anyway, I'll show you the two and what I like. And again, it depends on what you fly. I don't know what you're flying. In your opinion, which sim? Yes, I would say that, but I'll show you in a second. Yeah, it's better. It's still a bit okay. Let me quit the stream for a second. You're gonna lose me in a second. I just wanna. There we are. And now on 5215, because I didn't like the way it came out before, and if you can fix it, then do it. Do it now. And go here, back to the channel, and go here. Ah. Hate when that happens. I gotta watch an ad on my own show if I want to do a sound check. Just saying, it sucks. Like literally. Do it now. Yeah, so there you go. Now it's easy when I go 515. And hold on, let me lower that. And I'll show you which one I think has the better physics and the experience too. I'll show if I want to do a sound check. There we go. Hold on. Now it's easy when I go 5. See, yeah, there we go. So sometimes you want to do this beforehand, and usually I didn't this time. I just had so much confidence in this, but it works now. And that's what the sync offset does. Find your magic number. But anyway, let's go here. Let's check it out. See which. So again, depends what you like, but since I didn't know how to fly and I kept crashing all my drones and was fixing them every week, FPV Unknown is like, you should just try liftoff for micro drones. It'll be much easier, and it was. So depending on your ability, let's start off with FPV Unknown, liftoff for micro drones. And oh man, there's an update, but we're hardwired to the internet, so it should download really fast. See, look at that. Before it would take hours. All right, let's see. This is liftoff. You just have to configure it though, which is a pain in the butt. And I'll just quit that, turn off the sound, and just go to fly. But the only thing I can say is that, excuse me, you won't know. Hold on, let's do the park and fly. So if you know how to fly FPV and you learned in a simulator, if your simulator's gone defunct and you don't know how to fly, you're kind of like in a pickle because you don't know what it's supposed to be like. That's the only downside to some of these apps. This is level mode. I believe Horizon, Acro. We'll do Acro since now I can fly in Acro. That's not working. Oh, I gotta turn it on. So let's say, for example, well, this one won't be, but usually Liftoff, the regular version, after the update, it wasn't working, and so I was like, wait, something's wrong. And if it was your first time flying in Liftoff, it's a little laggy. Your first experience would have been your last, but because I knew how to fly, as you can see, I'm an Acro. Whoops, I'm just not good in bullet time. Sometimes really fast in these tight spots. For the tight spots, I usually do angle. So the point is, I know how to fly, but when after the update, if the drone's not flying the way it should, and if you've never flown, you'd be like, I can't do this. So that's the only downside. So I was able to, and I think the one of the owners of the company was like, oh, it shouldn't be like that. I'm like, yeah, but they fixed it many months later. So now, not this liftoff on micro drones, the other one. Whoops, see, just flying in those real time in those tight spots is hard. But an angle, if you do it in angle mode, you can go through any sweet spot. So we'll quit there. So liftoff of micro drones, definitely the way to go. If you're new, but micro drones give you short flight time. Let's try. What's the other? Uncrashed. Uncrashed is phenomenal. It just reminds me of Blade Runner. Like some of the physics here are just. If you have a supercomputer with amazing graphics, you're gonna have a hell of a good time with this sim. And it was weird how liftoff, because I have a lot of memory on here. How much hard drive space do I have in here? I have 200 gigs free space, and then I have about this Mac 24 gigs memory. So it's fine, and I rebooted the machine before starting the show, which is really weird. Excuse me. How let's see. Update. I featured it. But I want to see that new level in liftoff. We'll check that out too once this, after this. So it depends. I'll do single player, but I'll just give you the gist of it. Where's the one? High City. This one's the one that reminds me of Blade Runner. The one with Harrison Ford. It does multiplayer. So let's see. Whoa, it's lagging a bit. Whoa, it's an acro. But yeah, this one I would say has the most realistic one. Like literally, it feels like you're in the real world. Except, where's our game? Boom, crashed into a police car. Whoa. Nope. Is it up there? It's really cool. Like I would say this, like I said, it depends on what you like. Except you can't fly around forever. Like there are these dead zones. But look at that. Kind of neat, huh? And can go down. And what mode am I in? Oh, acro. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of acro, but acro does. Acro just means you can just do flips. Oops. They say don't pause when you flip. Like if you're gonna flip, you've seen me do it in the real world. Hold on. You just flip like that. Just do it. See? Except, oh no, my bearings. You gotta get your bearings. So this one might need to. I don't have this one PID tune. Because I don't use this one a lot. Most of my simulators are PID rates to my actual drone. Let's see what we have here. I want to go back into the main menu. Loading, because the race mode is really interesting. That one keeps you on your toes. Let's see, multiplayer, single player, drone settings. Yes, you would have to change. I don't know what I have in my drone settings. I don't use this one a lot, so it's hard to say what my PIDs are. I haven't. You can convert it to advanced and go back. But where's the race? Single player. Local. I have to experiment and see. You have night mode, which is really cool. Let's check it out in night. Race. There we go. Yeah. So you want to race will keep you on your toes, like I was saying, but I was like, wait, where are the checkpoints? Because there weren't any checkpoints on the last one. There we go. So this one is pretty good. It'll help you work your craft. I have a video, actually. I can send you the link. And that will help you decide. Whoops. And this is for harder to get the bearings at first. Whoa, you saw that? See, that's pretty real. That's as real as it gets. I'm going to do a reboot. I'm gonna do what mode is it? Angle. Yeah, angle. Yeah, I don't do well flying race mode and acro. Angle just gives me fuller control. See, I can go through any of them. Except let's reboot because we wanna I can't reboot. Now I have to find the start point. Let's go back through there. Since I didn't travel too far, it just means I missed one. See, angle will just allow you to work the magic, but unfortunately, if you don't know where the race started, you can't reboot. Escape. Resume. How do I reboot my race? We can always just fly around and see where the checkpoint is for start. See, because what happens is if you don't start where it's supposed to start, it's just going to, whoops, it's not going to give you your checkpoint unless it's over there. You got to watch out for the cars too. And we're flying at nighttime. That looks like one right there. I don't know if it's the first one though. Usually the ones that have like, yeah, there we go. That's probably the first one. And then we have the second one. Whoa. Whoops. And go around. This one's, you gotta be alert of the traffic. Look, there's a cop car looking for speeders. See? Oh yeah, so now every time you pass through one checkpoint, the other one lights up. See? So this is angle. Some people, well, most people can do this in acro. See? I can do it too, but just in angle mode. See? Follow the checkpoints. I'd say this one definitely. But it depends what rocks your boat too. This one will help you work your craft if you want to fly in my garden, you know, literally. But still, like I said, as you can see, learn to fly in all the modes. I wonder if I can, what you win if you go through all these checkpoints. That was really cool. But every FPV flyer I meet says you should not be flying in angle mode. But I am. Like, they literally frown upon it. They're like, nope, nope. Oops. Oh no. Why? I don't know, you know? Why frown on something? They wrote the code. The code's there, right? Apparently you can. It's like, you know, but no, they don't like it. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, there's the cop. Yeah, we didn't have Friday night flights because it's raining. It's raining right now. Except this guy. Oh wow, you saw that? The car just hovered right over me. Wow. I wonder what happens if I go through all the checkpoints. Like, I want some sort of prize, or do I get like in liftoff? Whoa! Did you see that? It came from nowhere. No, I just wasn't paying attention. See, because cars are coming through there in the opposite way. Like, what? So I gotta make it through before the next car passes. Otherwise, see? I feel like I went this way before. Oh yeah, now we're back to the beginning. So now you're just going around in circles. Wow, too bad there's no, like, you've completed. Yeah, so now we're just doing a loop. Whoa, so there's that car, and then we go through here. But you can work your craft, get your skill set for when it comes to flying in tighter spots. This will definitely do that for you. So as you can see, it's my second lap. Oh, spoke too soon. My second lap, and I'm doing better. Anyway, fly during the day. So that's that one. Okay, so let's try the other one. There's another one. Actually, I'll just send you the link to the video so you can see, because I do a comparison between the two, and you have to decide depending on what you fly. But if he's flying the Pavo 20, I'd say this one, the Blade Runner version, uncrashed, and what's another one? I'll show you. I would say FPV Logic is not bad too. You know, you just gotta experiment and see. But if for my first time, yeah, Liftoff. But this one, but he's flying the, you know, the Pavo 20. So that's why I recommend the FPV Logic, because it's a similar experience to the drones that you're going to be flying, whereas the other ones, you have these quads, you know, like giant quadcopters. Where is it? Come on. Oh, you have to click next. I always choose the regular drone. Nothing crazy. You have your drone set up, and then that should. I never do race. Just practice. That's so weird. They must have changed something on this update. What's race? Usually I just do practice. We're not going to do race. Yeah, race. Look at all the checkpoints. And go back into exit. Go to free flight. There we go. I was wondering why something was different. So this one, you have more real estate to fly around. But I would say Liftoff, you still get a lot too. Free flight. There we are. But this will fly similar to the Pop. Whoa, I spoke too soon. Wow, did they mess this one up after the update? No, this one flies a little bit slower. It kind of flies a little bit like the Pavo. It has that jelloing happening in the video. But it's slower. What mode are we in? Acro though. Sort of slower. You only get like, you know, you have to really know what you're doing in acro, not to bang on the walls. But you can bail out if you want. See, if it gets too narrow for you, or if it gets too crazy, just go into, was it F? Yeah, acro. Angle. Just go into angle. Angle, you just can't do any flips, and you'll have a little bit better control of your drone, you know, for the new guy. Yeah, but angle is going to be a little bit slower in this simulator, whereas the other one, if they keep changing it after the updates, that's the other thing. You can never be consistent and fluid about your experience, because it's always freaking changing. Like if you saw my last video, I don't know. Let me send him this video. You'll have to decide. Whoops. Where is that? Go here. YouTube. Yeah. That one's getting impeached. Let's see. Lift off. Oh, there we go. Send him this video. And hard to say you'll have to see and compare. You be the judge. JUDG. Alright. Oops. There we go. I still want to try liftoff though. See if it still works after the update. Because this is how I used to fly. If you've been following me in the beginning, I would launch liftoff and just fly away. And then one day it stopped working. And then I think it was Markabe who was like, hey, try adjusting the camera angle. And that fixed it. But we never had to do that. I wonder where Markabe is tonight. He was live. He's probably sleeping. He did an old night print the other time. He's a late nighter too. So here's liftoff with the DJI drone. Remember, the DJI, that drone doesn't exist anymore, but it simulates flying manual mode. Okay? Knowing that and moving forward, that's what it does. So like I said, that's why I said it depends on what you fly. Let's see if that new level is here though. Arena, Hanover, maybe it will be all the way down, right? Oh, I think this is it. Rust line. Oh, hi. Man, they launch a new level and there's permafrost. Rust line. Bummer. But it's for like the most advanced. Like, it sucks. Like, what about if I don't? This is the new one. Let's see if it loads. Let's move this one up there so you guys can see. Okay. I hate when that happens. Come on, you're killing us. So let's plug it out. Plug it in. So yeah, liftoff can be a little glitchy. Damn it. I hate when that happens because, there we go. Sometimes. So before, I had to adjust my camera angle. And now I can, I don't have to. Of course, I should. It's still flying a little. Yeah, this one's flying a little fast. A little too fast. Could be the level. Let's go camera angle 19. See what that does. Oh, look, they have the little repair shops. Fuel and yeah, 19. But I could never fly in 19 before. Now I can because they fixed the update. So in this one, if I crash, it's going to be because I have no idea. I've never done this level before. So newer levels, I recommend doing add-on. This is a cool level though. I may have to reboot. So newer levels, I recommend doing slower, right? But if you've done the level, then you should be able to fly 19 now. So let's see what we have here. So we'll go slower. This is an interesting level though. That's the thing about FPV. Everything happens in bullet time. Like, you have to really think on your toes. So I highly recommend flying the route slow first before actually going full throttle. See, it takes longer to reach the next checkpoint because we have the camera angle at 8 degrees. So you try this one because they got new levels. And now I know somewhere along here there's a checkpoint and I have to be on my toes and go up, lower a little bit, and then maybe grasp my bearings so that I could, boom, crash. And where did it go? Where's my drone? It's stuck. Yep. And got it out. So that's a tricky spot. But they also said that this level is hard anyway, so we'll bring you on to an easier level. But I want to explore that one. That's really cool because I'd love to. check out the different flight patterns. So the one we always do, that I fly so well in, is Hanover, because I've done this so many times that I know it like the back of my hand. So let's see. Let's see if I can do it at, what is it, 29? And then lower it to like 20 or 25. This one would be too fast. Yeah, I can tell it's too fast. I stay on the edge a little bit. Stay there, go on the edge, and then bring it in. And then, see? So don't be intimidated, because I'll tell you in a second once I get out of here. You want to fly the route first, slow, and then you'll be able to, master it. And I've done this route so many times that I can fly it. But as you can see, I didn't adjust my camera angle. In the beginning, I had to. Well, a few weeks ago I did, because it wasn't working well. After the update, they fixed it. Now you can be in freaking 29 degrees camera angle and fly this one. I couldn't before. I had to put it in, I think, 12 or 10. Now I think we started off at 29, which is pretty cool. So, but in the beginning it took me an hour, like I always say that. So you'll get there too. But this one's pretty good. And then practice out in the field, in the sim in the field. So as you can see, we are. There, and then there, and there, and then there. See? We landed on the roof though. Boom. And that was in Acro. Whoops. Oh no. I'm trying to land on the roof. Whoa. To gain control of my drone, I'll land it right here. There. So look, watch, the camera angle is at 29. Well, it's at 30. 31 actually. No, it's at 30. 31 by default. We'll figure what the default is. Let's do a reboot. It's 31. Couldn't do that before. Now you can. So they fixed it after the update to simulate the DJI experience, because at 31, that's about right with the Neo and the Avata when it comes to the flying experience. So, but the new level, I'm never going to be able to do, unless, because in newer levels, you always want to do like this. I'll show you. So we'll go to free flight. You want to do free flight. Oh no, you want to do race, because this way you know where the checkpoints are and the route. All right, and then we'll go to the new level, which is where is it? Rustline. But see, it's skill level high, so it's going to be hard. They should have. I don't know why they don't make it like a medium or something. So there are different ones. We'll try the rail line. And then by default, remember, it's going to be set to 31, but we've never done this level before. So it's fine. No one's watching. Who cares? This is you. You fly, you do you. So you do what works for you so that you can get to where you need to be. So you're going to start off in the beginning, because, 31. Who knows? Maybe you'll be like a, what do they call them? Ninja. Flying ninja. And you can fly at 31 naturally. Alright, knowing that, moving forward, now we're here. Whoops, what's that? What's happening? Oh, reboot. That's not supposed to happen. Sometimes it can be glitchy. And that's what the camera angle is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And if it's your first time and that happens, you're sort of intimidated by it. Like, wait, that's not supposed to happen. You're not going to know. You're just going to be glitching out and crashing. So, you know, once you master your craft, you're going to know when to quit the app. Like, wait, I can fly manual mode. Shouldn't be doing that like that. But I knew, because I've had so much experience with this app glitching out, that sometimes it doesn't work in the beginning. You know? Whoops. See? Oh wow. This reminds me of one of the other levels where you like turn like that. Ooh, on the dime. The turns just happen like so instantaneous. That's why they call it hard level. Bummer. You know, nice if they made it easy, because some guys, well, most FPV guys can turn on the dime. I can't. You see, that's a skill. It's a skill set. I can turn, but I need room to maneuver. You know, and so let's see, to get my bearings. But this is a nice level. I see it's out in the open, but I watch a turn happen on a dime on this one. No turn. Nice. Oh yeah, right about there. Damn it. Yeah, I can't do that. That's hard. That's like major FPV advanced shit. But it's cool. It's interesting. It's there. You know, when you get there, I'm still in the barn. Or I like the other levels. Which one is it? Anyway, you get the idea. So that's pretty. I'll give you guys a glimpse of what's happening next week. Now that we finally got our soldering kit. So next week we're going to be doing a soldering for beginners. For those of you who want to learn how to solder, so that we can level up, build our own drone. And it's good to know that these chips can go into any body. So who knows, on the next drone build, we might just pick a drone that the flight controller will go into, like we did with the Mobula 8. But I'll show you what we're going to be building. Let me just think if I have any other videos to record this week. Originally we were going to fix something on my wife's exercise bike, but she threw the part out. And so, knowing that, moving forward, I was waiting for some other parts to come for the soldering kit, but then the folks were kind enough to send us this, which is just phenomenal. I cannot wait to use that. And this is what we're going to be building. It's a digital measuring tool. It's called the Ultrasonic Ranging DIY Kit. This is it here. And we're going to be using the magnetic helping hands thingy. Got a video coming out next week on that. But they wrote back to me. They said they liked the video, and if I wanted to try out other anything else of theirs, maybe the fan, maybe the soldering iron. I don't know. You guys, I'll let you guys decide, because I already have all the tools here, and you know, if I did a video on this, I might just do a giveaway on there of whatever it is that this is, but not the helping hand, since I'm keeping that. But it would have to be either the fan, this little tool in the middle, this little soldering gun looks like, or I don't know, what's a bigger version of the maybe the helping hands. Any of them, you guys pick. We'll do like this, because they did offer it, so why not? And then we'll do like a raffle on there. So we have 1, and you have 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'll circle them so that you guys can see, and then pick one, because they did that. They did, you know, it's not me talking out of my butt, my ass. But here, let me see if I can find that email. Where's my computer? I'll share with you. Proton info. Sign in. How to buy this is what they wrote. They said, "Thank you for your kind words. We're thrilled to hear our Nose Big helping hands are helping your soldering projects. We just watched part 1 and it's fantastic. Your detailed demonstration and clear explanations perfectly showcase the product's value. Can't wait to see part 2 next week. We know it'll be just as brilliant. It's been a pleasure collaborating with you. Let us know if you'd like to feature more Nose Big tools in the future." So the choice, I'll let you guys decide which one, since they actually threw it on the table, and why not, right? And think about something you might want to win, because it'll just be a raffle. We'll do it as a giveaway in that video. We have 1, 2. We have the heat gun, the other version of Helping Hands, the fan, different soldering iron / gun with some other tool, looks like, and this other Helping Hands that looks like a robotics thingy. I can only have so many, and then we can go to the website and see and compare. But that's it. So that's that. But that's from the Nose Big. Part 2 I'll have to record next week, and this is what the build's going to be in part 2, which should be really cool. I guess I can lay the parts out now, because I don't think I'm going to be recording anything except for, this is like a video on how to change the color on your filament. Yeah, so I can actually lay these pieces out now and have it ready. You guys can see the prequel before the sequel. So this is going to be part 2 of the next soldering video that I will record next week. And so there's this little sensor thingy. We usually test the parts beforehand. So we'll definitely make sure these resist, because the last time we built those glasses, the diodes, LEDs were dead, and a lot of the parts were dead, which was a bummer. We had to order, I think, 2 versions from Amazon beforehand. So here are we'll test all the parts. Well, I'll test all the parts, to show you guys. Gotta be really careful. The only thing I'm not crazy about with this build is that it doesn't have a schematic. A lot of these builds come with schematics, so you can just read them, know how much voltage is supposed to come out of a certain area, and stuff like that. This one, nope, nothing. And the diode, is the diode? Yeah. Setup is different. Usually on the boards, right? The negative part is the short part of the diode, and the long part is the positive. Here they just have little squares, and you would think that the square part is the negative part. I've never seen a board like that before, but in the instructions / directions, it says install 3-piece red LEDs at R, right? The longer leg of each LED should correspond to the square pad on the PCB. So the longer part's the positive part, which corresponds to the square part on the LED. I've always seen the PCB boards, would say positive, negative, power, this and that. Nope, this one's different. Hope they didn't, they're not changing the way schematics are done. Or they just got, anyway. I'll cover all that in the video, but I will lay the parts out now because I will have to record this next week when the kids are in school. This part goes last. This part is pretty generic with the put together part. Or late at night, you know. Here goes the chip and the scoreboard, or like the measuring board, you know, the part that reads the numbers, the LED display. And then we have our diodes. So we have red is at the bottom, so we'll put this here in the order that they go in. 1, 2, 3. And then actually we'll put it here because we're gonna have to test them to make sure they work, because sometimes some of these kits, they don't they send, you know, well, the last one, a lot of parts were broken. That build your own radio actually turned into a troubleshooting video but thankfully I was able to order parts, right, and rebuild it, which kind of sucked, but you know, I have the tools, so it wasn't like I was like, hey, let's it wasn't my plan to do a troubleshooting video. Shit just didn't work. So I figured, hey, I'll just troubleshoot it, teach you guys how to fix the radio. So hopefully all the LEDs are there. We have extra buttons, so that's fine. The blue ones, we have four LEDs. Hopefully we won't be needing 4, and there's an extra one in there. No, 3, sorry, 3 LEDs. Alright, this is 3 and 3. And then we have the buttons, the same buttons that were on the radio. I'll put that here. And the buzzer. The buzzer goes in one way too. It's kind of weird how... Oh, yeah, there we go. We'll definitely have to pay attention to the details on this one, because there's no real schematic telling us all the parts going, like which side's positive, which side's negative, this and that, you know, to help with the, like, you're like, oh, well, should it go this way or that way? Nope, you're not going to know unless it's a resistor. Resistors, it doesn't matter which way they go in, because you're going to get the same polarity no matter what. But it's a little bit of a bummer that, you know, they didn't, except for me, I like to put the resistors in the way it shows on the instructions. So again, resistors don't matter how they go in, but for me, I like to put them in the way it's designed in the picture. I don't know, just to keep things uniform. But you want them to be uniform in that sense. So you want all the reds to be lined up. It's a short build though, not too long, and hopefully it works. Let's see how many. Yeah, well, let me see the buzzer. Oh yeah, so the buzzer is easy. Buzzer, install 1 pieces buzzer. The longer leg of each LED should correspond to the square pad of PCB. So the longer leg, of course, see, it's weird, I've never seen something like that before, and it's hard to tell which one's longer. So the long leg goes to the square pad. Yeah, so that's easy, which is really weird, because if you've been following me, it's not my first soldering build. When we built the radio, when we built this thing, this game right here, on the PCB board, it tells you, and even on the schematics, I think, it tells you where the positive and the negative is. On this one, it doesn't. It's like to the square part on the PCB board, which is really weird. So anyway, I don't know if that's something new they're doing. The diode is really easy. It's self-explanatory. At least they kept tradition with that going. You know, they marked that on the board. And the transistor, can't go wrong with that, because they kept that with tradition. The buttons switch these things. It doesn't matter which way they go. As long as they fit in their respective hole. See, it goes one way. You can't put them in. You can't put them in wrong because there's only one way to put them in. Whereas on one of our other builds, it didn't matter which way they went in. See? Just goes in. See if we can. Whoops! Don't fall asleep. But I wonder, is this a potentiometer? No, this one's just a button. See? We'll save that for next week when that video comes out. Just gonna lay everything out. So we're gonna test out the helping hands in that video. Sometimes I do these videos live. I usually do, but this is a request. So when they send you a product, they don't want it live. They want a video, like a how-to tutorial using their product. So that's why we can't live stream this one. But we will live stream. I have another FM AM radio that I'm going to build. So that will definitely live stream. Just can't do this one, unfortunately. So I have to, cut out parts and make it look like, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. They like the other one, but I wonder what it says about the buttons. So let's see. S1 and S2 switch. Install 2-piece buttons at S1 and S2. See, it just says to install them. There's no rhyme or reason if they're in upside down or right side up, because there's only one way they will fit in. So that part's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, you'll have to wait for that video. This looks really interesting. Hopefully it works. They call it ultrasonic ranging tool. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, that's so weird. I'll have to look online because there aren't any any instructions on how to use it. It just says perimeters, working voltage 4.5 volts, which I should get 3 batteries. I have somewhere laying around. What size is that? Doesn't even say here. Usually it says like AA, AAA. Working current 100 milliamps, working temperature, working humidity, installation size, digital tube display, digital tube. It's not even, it's like LCD. They reworded everything. Ultrasonic ranging, buzzer alarm, LED. And then you have your components list. So all the parts are listed here. After installing the battery not included, install 2 acrylic pieces and fix them with screws. Where are the acrylic pieces? Right there. But it doesn't say where they go. But that's not what I can a lot of it's self-explanatory. You can figure that out. Probably go on the board in the middle. Yeah, they do. See, the 2 acrylic pieces. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for like how to use this thing. Where are the settings? Right? Like literally, was it that easy to use? Anyway, I guess we'll find out. There's no like press this button to set the range. We'll have to have a regular ruler on standby so that I know how to compare the distance. See if this thing could actually do what it's supposed to do. That's it. That's all I got. I'll have to look online and see how to program this thing. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But yeah, there we go. This is it. The next build is ready to go. Oh, and that's the one where we're going to be raffling off the pencil. So not mine, the new one, because yeah. So if you like soldering, that's going to be the giveaway in that video. And that's it for them. I'm kind of glad that she threw that piece away, because this is like a worthy kit / experiment to do, and have a giveaway just as an equal value. And that's it. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Kind of neat, huh? Anyway, oh wow. That's it for the comments. Hopefully we're still live. But yeah, I hope this video helped you. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. That's it. The video is over, but we will end it with a flying video. And remember, next soldering video, we're going to be raffling off one of these babies. Okay? Knowing that, moving forward, let's go here, and go here.
It's a beautiful day at the beach. I was losing my mind for about a week until I could call you up. I'll meet you at the waterline. Birds are flying up above. We both need a little love. Hiding a million different things. Waiting for the nighttime to see what it brings. And I'm still living deep in my head. Sometimes I feel my eyes there. Maybe tonight in bed, for the love instead. Yeah, I'm still living deep in my head. Sometimes I feel my eyes there. Maybe tonight in bed, for the love instead. Yes, I know we're not the same. I'm so tired of playing games. You don't have to be so hard. Just tell me your dreams, the things you like. What turns you off, what makes you doubt. I'll tell you my deepest secrets. I wanna let them out. Hiding a million different things. Waiting for the nighttime to see what it brings. And I'm still